Hey everybody, welcome to dotnetFlix. Today our guest is Max Mommersteeg, and what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about updating your NuGet packages, and we got a tool for that, which is called NuKeeper.
Okay.
And NuKeeper is a .NET CLI tool, which you can use for updating your NuGet packages.
Okay.
You can also inspect your NuGet packages, so you get a feeling about how old are your NuGet packages that you just installed.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you get a feeling for maybe I should update them because they are outdated, or they can contain some vulnerabilities because they are older and exploits may have been found.
Nice.
So that's interesting. I'm not going to talk only about updating it manually, since you can do it manually using the .NET CLI tool, but you can also run it in a pipeline. So I'm going to show you how you can run it automatically scheduled from within Azure DevOps.
Nice.
That's what I'm going to talk about. Step back a little bit. Remember back when you used to come home from school and...
Oh, that's way
back maybe.
For us at least, for you it's not that long ago, but yeah. But I can remember that, yes.
So when going upstairs to your bedroom, you would grab a bag of chips or a bottle of Sprite, and you would repeat the process for a few weeks, and after some time your mom or your dad would yell at you for not cleaning up your room. And you hate cleaning up your room because it's a lot of work, but you do like a clean room, which is nice.
Yeah, it's all coming back now.
Yeah.
So what if we could automate this process? Or what if we could change this process altogether? What if you come home from school or whatever you're coming from, and your mom or your dad comes up to you and says to you, "Hey son, I cleaned up your room, could you please go and check it?" And you go up your room and you go check it, it's vacuum cleaned, your dirty clothes have been washed, so you're like, yeah, I really like what is going on here, so I approve it. But you can also decline it.
Okay.
If you decline it, the state will be referred to the old state, so your dirty clothes will get put back in, and dirty or the empty bags of chips will be flown all over in your room.
So it's too clean then.
yeah, maybe, but you can approve it, and then you will have a clean room, which is really nice.
Sounds nice.
good.
Yeah.
And we can translate this idea to applications. You can have an application which has dependencies, maybe some bags of chips, and you want to have clean applications. So, and therefore, you can use NuKeeper to allow you to get that same nice solution for automatic cleaning up. The only thing you have to do is approve a pull request, and your application, your microservice, whatever you're using, gets cleaned up.
And at that point you can see what NuKeeper did, so you can see which changes it proposes you, and then you can approve that or decline that.
Yeah, indeed, it's all open, so you can exactly see what's happening.
Okay.
NuKeeper will open a pull request, and you can see what changes it made, what packages got updated.
You get a single pull request for that, or can you get a pull request per package?
There's a lot of configuration that can be configured, so you can configure whatever you want. You can have a pull request per package, you can have one pull request for multiple packages, whatever you like.
Cool. Sounds good.
So for this demo I created a simple solution. It's a really simple solution. It's called My Room, and it got a build pipeline, which is a really simple build pipeline. It's a continuous integration pipeline I'm using.
You've created this using YAML?
Yeah, I created this one using YAML, and it got a default .NET Restore. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. .NET Restore, it got a .NET Build, and it got a .NET Test. Since once NuKeeper opens up those pull requests, you don't want to directly merge in your package changes. You want to be safe. You want to see that the build succeeds. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that you.
So the build must succeed with changes made to it, right?
Yeah.
With new packages.
Yeah. So that's more safe to merge in, of course. Now we have our source, which is really simple. I got a My Room project, which is the implementation, and I got a myroom.test project, which tests the implementation. And both of these projects depend on a few NuGet packages. For instance,
of JSON, obviously.
Of course.
Well, everything does, doesn't it?
Since everything is built upon Newton software JSON.
That will change, but yeah, for now it is.
It will change in the future, yeah, but for now. And I'm using Poly, and Poly is a package that allows you to do some retrying within your application.
Nice.
On the other end, for my tests, I got the default packages like fake it easy because it's faking easy. I got fluent assertions and of course the default MS test packages for being able to run my tests.
Yeah.
And all the packages I included here are outdated. So I want to automatically update these packages to a later version. And I want to do this because if I lag behind, if I go from version major 5 to version major 6, it will be maybe a small migration, but if I don't update my packages frequently enough, it could be so that I'm needing to update from version 5 to version 9, the migration will be bigger and I don't want to to do the update because it's too much work.
Yeah, you will probably have breaking changes then, so
yeah,
that will be a lot of work and a lot of risk.
Because of course major changes, so the API surface would have changed, that can result in all sorts of troubles, and we want to prevent technical debt from happening as much as possible. So let's head over to this MyRoom package. What I want to do is I want to update Poly, the Poly package, but it's a critical package that I'm using within my system. So I don't want to directly go and update it to the latest major version. I want to only update it to the latest minor version. So it will be an update of 6.xx and not within the 7 range.
Yeah. So and NuGet packages use semantic versioning, right? So a minor increase of the minor version, that means that it will not contain any breaking changes.
Exactly, exactly. So
Probably.
that's what we hope for, of course.
It shouldn't contain breaking changes.
It shouldn't, and if it does, we also have our build pipeline for continuous integration, so we can make sure that everything is still alright.
Cool.
So I've already set up a build pipeline. The first one I talked about is just the MyRoom build pipeline, which is the .NET Restore, the .NET Build, the .NET Test. And I also have set up a new pipeline called MyRoom.NuKeeper. And this pipeline is going to be responsible for opening up pull requests and updating my NuGet packages. And before I could do this, I needed to include or install a extension called the NuKeeper Azure DevOps extension. And that one is used and will directly call NuKeeper from within Azure DevOps. So that is required in order to get this set up.
And you get that from the marketplace, right?
You can get it from the marketplace. I think we can put a link in the description below.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So what's the pricing model here? Is that a free extension?
This is a free extension. It's all open source, and there is no pricing besides that you're just having to use it. Maybe you need a build agent, but I think they're free at the moment. So for my open source project, it's really simple to just include it and have it run.
Nice.
So I already installed the extension. I can now search for NuKeeper, which will yield me a task. I can add it. Let's make this a little bigger. And this is the NuKeeper task. I'm going to give it a sensible name. And I want to do some minor updates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the change level to minor, since I don't want any major updates.
That's cool.
And I'm going to specify which package I want to update. So I can say include poly. And the value that I put at include is a regex.
Okay.
So regex is supported. So I can select a whole version of packages with names that are similar, or I can also exclude packages in the same manner using a regex. So for now I think we are done. We can save the pipeline and we can queue it. A build is started, and this one will kick off NuKeeper, which will make package updates. Let's head over to the build. This is going to take maybe a few seconds, but it will be relatively quick. Let's see, it's checking out the code. So all these steps of updating packages yourself, they are gone by using NuKeeper. Since once you want to update a package, you will go to checkout master branch, you will create a feature branch, you will update the packages you want, you will check them in, you commit them, You
Yeah.
open up a pull request, and you do that for every type of package.
Yeah.
So it can be cumbersome and a lot of work,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you have to remember to actually do that once in a
Yeah,
while.
that,
right?
that is really important. And
Now when you pull the latest version, you already have the latest version of the packages
Yeah.
because it's updated in the version control. Pretty
indeed,
cool.
and,
That's
and
awesome.
if you're on a microservices landscape or architecture, then you will probably have a lot of services, and you will probably have a lot of NuGet packages. So there's a lot to maintain. So that could be one developer full-time working on updating all those packages to the latest versions,
Yep.
what you don't want. So the pipeline is done, it's run, and we can check the NuKeeper poly task now. Let's see. So what it did was it found 7 packages. The total of packages I had in my implementation project and my test project were a total of 7. Searched for poly, so we got down to 1. We found poly in 1 project, and we selected the update to version 6.1.2, and version 7.1.0 is also available, but I specified to only allow minor version updates. So that's what it did. It found 1 package update, and it's done doing the update. So I can now head over to my repos, pull requests, and NuKeeper should have created a pull request. So here we can see the automatic update of the package. We can open it up, and we get a little description about what happened. So we see
Pretty nice.
we transferred from version 6.0.1 to version 6.1.2. We can open it up to be sure. This is the NuGet gallery. We can see the release notes, and if we scroll down a bit more, we can see all the versions that are available, and we are now at the latest version 6. We can add back, we can check what happened, and if I approve my room, if it's good, if everything's cleaned up, I can hit the approve button. And this is really nice because the whole team can help you updating those NuGet packages. What if we could run this pipeline every day or every night, for example? The first thing you do when coming at work at the office, you open up the page of pull requests and you go updating packages. After that, after a few minutes, you're done and you can go back delivering business value again.
Yeah, that's really nice, because if you've got some microservices in production, which are basically just running in production and don't need a lot of code changes, then you
Yep.
often forget to check those packages, and now you can do it just like each day.
Indeed, I'm also using it for my open source projects that I have worked on but no longer maintaining.
Yeah.
So sometimes in a mail I get a message, hey, you have a package that is outdated, it got updated, do you want to approve it? That's really nice. It does let you remember about the old legacy that you wrote.
And does this also work with, for instance, a GitHub repo? Because you're now using the repository within Azure DevOps, but
Yeah,
okay.
actually it supports all sorts of platforms. It supports Bitbucket, local and server. It supports GitLab, it supports Githia, which is a self-hosted Git repository. It supports GitHub, it supports Azure DevOps and VSTS. So it get a lot of support, which is really easy.
And it says here at the bottom, merge only if it passes tests. So is the idea that you also run your unit test as part of this pipeline before doing the pull request? Or do you have a separate build that you run on the merged pull request?
Yeah, so basically that is true. What I would recommend is just setting up a branch policy. So I created that other build pipeline, and I'm using that as a branch policy for merging it in. So here you can see that my build succeeded, which automatically means that this package doesn't have any API changes that I'm using.
And you test that before you merge it into the master branch or the branches you're working on.
It's a required, as you can see here, it's a required branch policy. So it's
Cool.
that really gives me more confidence about updating my NuGet packages. This is the first step. But I want to automate this whole process. I want to do it every day because I want to check for new updates every day. This is really easy and can be done automatic or relatively easy within Azure DevOps. I can go to my pipeline, build, I can edit it, I can set a trigger. I don't want to enable continuous integration. I want to add a schedule. So I'm not working on Saturday and Sunday, so I'm going to set it to the normal work days. And I'm going to set it a bit earlier, so when I arrive at the office at 8 o'clock, all the pull requests will be opened up.
Cool.
I don't want to schedule builds only if the source or the pipeline changed, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to check the source, it doesn't need to check the pipeline, it does need to check whether NuGet packages are updated.
Yeah.
So I will uncheck that one, I will save it, and now I got everything automated. So every time in the morning I can check if I got any new pull requests. But what if I have packages that are dependent on each other, like ASP.NET Core? You will see static files, whatever Kestrel packages. They all live in sort of the same version range, and the same is true for my MS Test packages. So I can show them over here. Let's see. Those MS Test packages are at version 1.3.2, both of them. So the test adapter and the test framework. And I want to update them all at once because I want them to be in the same version range, and I don't want to have separate pull requests. So I can consolidate those package updates to one pull request, which is really nice, of course. So heading over to my build again, and what I'm going to do is edit the build pipeline. I'm going to clone this task that I already made for Poly, and I'm going to rename it to MS Test. So I'm going to update MS Test. I don't really mind it being a major update because those are my test packages, those aren't my implementation. I'm fine.
And if you don't specify, what is the default?
The default is major.
Okay, so this is the default setting.
Yeah, but you will get pull requests, so you're always safe in that manner. I can target MS Test, and as I said, this is a regex, so it will match with both of the packages, so I will get both updates. But if I specify it like this, I will get two package updates. What I need to do is add a flag, consolidate, which will get into one pull request. Cool. I can save and queue that one, and we will check this later on. There are a few more settings that are quite interesting, like the Azure DevOps settings. This one also supports having your own private NuGet feed, so your Azure Artifacts feed. So you can also target those updates as well.
That's nice because we often create microservices which have their own SDK. And then we distribute the SDK as a NuGet package to the other teams. So then they can check if the SDK is up to date, right?
Yeah, indeed. So this makes the process a bit easier as well. I think my build is done. It's still working, but the Poly is already done. And Poly, let's see, did we set it to major?
No, Poly is still set to minor.
Alright, Poly is still set to minor. So we can check this build. We can see that the NuKeeper MS Test task has been done. And we can see two package updates. And we updated it from version 1.3.2 to version 1.4.0.
I see something interesting here in the logging, that because I was wondering that it says username missing from profile falling back to git config. So you can also configure with what the user is that does the PR.
Indeed.
And so you can track that back. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Indeed. Alright, let's head over to my repos again, pull requests, active pull requests, and we see another pull request saying automatic update of two packages. And we get a detailed description of what happened. We see that the MS Test adapter has been updated and the MS Test framework. We see in what projects and also the package and what the update was. So that's something I really like. Doing all this consolidated gives you only one pull request, which is still relatively easy to check since it's only this minor change. But you don't have to create a branch yourself, have to open up a pull request. So
but you need to make sure that you have enough coverage of your code, because with your unit test, you're testing whether or not you have any breaking changes or if you use any APIs that have changed. So that's really important, that your tests are up to par and that you have enough coverage.
Indeed, that is really important. But if your going from major version 1 to major version 2, and you're using an API that breaks, then the build will fail. So
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it could be some behavior
could be
changes.
some subtle change,
but that's nothing different than if you update the package yourself, then you also need to test that. So, but it's really cool that the whole administrative process behind it is completely automated. You just get an email with a PR. That's pretty cool.
And so does it detect outstanding PRs? So, for example, it has created a PR for Polly right now. If I don't act on it, this will run again tonight, and day after that, and day after that. Will it just keep throwing PRs at me, or will it see, there's already PR for that? That's fine.
It's pretty interesting, but it's relatively easy since there will already be a Git branch. So it will try to make an update, but the branch already exists. So it say, I already got that branch, so probably I already did the update, so I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
If there's a new version out there, yes, you will get a new branch, you will get a new update. But there will be there will be an update to the latest version, and there will be an update to a version before that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then you could discard the
And then you can
former
discard
one.
one and take the one you want.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's basically it. Some other feature I like to mention is the age parameter that you can pass in. So default package updates only occur if a package is older than 7 days in time. And that is because if someone is actively updating its package really frequently, then maybe there's something wrong with it. So that could be an indication, and by no means it's a default value. So 7 days is the default value, but you can override it if you're dealing with your own packages that you update really frequently. But it's to me it's an indication that there's something wrong because you need to update.
Extra safety measures.
So much.
I don't know if you can answer this, but I was wondering, there are some tools out there that you can use to scan for vulnerabilities, and there are also lists available. Does it take that into consideration? So does it upgrade to a new version if it contains any vulnerabilities or not?
Currently not. Currently it does just update when when it sees there's a new update that where the package is older than 7 days by default.
Okay. So for now you can add those tools to your same pipelines.
Makes sense.
Indeed.
Cool.
NuKeeper is all written in .NET C#, so it's really easy for me to work on. Which is nice. In my opinion, out there are other tools that are a bit similar, like the Pandabot. Maybe you're familiar with that. But for me, that didn't work on Azure DevOps just yet. So currently, I'm using this. So
and the cool thing is that there is an extension so that you can easily integrate it into your continuous integration pipeline. So that's more. Cool.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to use this on some projects I'm running. So I hope you will too. And see you next time on dotnetFlix.
Bye.
Bye-bye.